Hello and welcome to Odd Sock Comics. This is my new comic book day haul for Wednesday, May 8th, and this was a very Batman-oriented week. I read through the 6 books that I got. Actually, I think I bought 5 to read and 1 for the cover only. And I'll talk through a little bit about those, and then I've got one other little thing that I was going to do here today. So to start with, this is issue 8 of Murder Falcon. Now, I don't think this was the best book that I read this week, but I was very satisfied. This rounded up the entire story. It's an 8-issue miniseries. It compacts really well. They did a really good job of ending the relationships and addressing all of the relationships, and they really treated you like an adult as a reader, which I appreciate out of books. A lot of them either don't have a complete story or they try to wrap things up in some happily ever after way that they don't always explain through. This one addresses the real issues at hand, and I really liked it. You know, a little bit of emotional tear-jerking in it, which was good, was needed with the way that they'd set up the rest of the story. So very happy with Murder Falcon as a series. I've already got this one bagged and bordered because it is immediately going to go up on my wall. And honestly, these 8 heavy metal covers are probably going to be up on the wall for quite a while. I love them. This is obviously Motley Crue, and with the little umlauts, I love those. But this is was a great series. I'm okay with it being over. It wrapped everything up perfectly. There's nothing else that I want from this series, so great. Wasn't a perfect series. They had a couple of artistic choices that didn't work very well. A couple of storytelling breakdowns, but I think that overall the story rounded up really well. I will probably read through it again. They're going to release the entire 8-issue set in one trade paperback, I think in July, I saw. I may pick that up just to read it, because it really is a story that's good enough to read again, if I don't want to pull out my books off the wall. I really like that one. That was great. Okay, next up, I'm going to go with... And I did just set that up in my wall. It's in place. The place is already prepared for it. Okay, next up I'm going to go with a cover that I bought. This is Catwoman number 11. This is an Artgerm cover. Always good week to get when I get something new from Artgerm. Love his Catwoman, obviously. This is an excellent cover. Seen a couple of other things he did. Really happy about that. Oh, I'm going to pause for just a second because there was one other book that I got in the mail that I need to grab. All right, and I'm back because I forgot that I received another book in the mail. So this is the DC Year of the Villain number 1. This was the 1 in 100 variant. That's obviously, this is another Artgerm cover. This came out last week. I pre-ordered it because I didn't think that my shop would be getting it in. I think that they may have, but somebody else picked it up before I was able to ask about it. So I did end up pre-ordering this, and I got it from somebody else for around $10. And I'm happy with that. I think that's probably what my shop would have charged. But 2 new Artgerm covers to add. Always happy when I get some Artgerm. Okay, next up I have a non-Batman book that I loved. This is Conan the Barbarian, issue number 6. And honestly, this story was great. I like the narrative structure of it all. It feels very cinematic. Very epic in the way that it presents these battles and the way that Conan always shows up and does his barbarian actions, but with this mind of a strategic general. Very fun to kind of watch them develop that character or use that character the way that it's been developed over time. I like this book way more than I expected. It's one that I'm going to keep going with. I probably will start picking up Savage Sword of Conan as well. I don't know. It might be overkill if I do that, because I'm starting to feel overkill with Batman because I'm getting too many Batman books. So maybe I'll just stick with this one and follow this one through. But I'm definitely enjoying it, and these nice tie-ins to this longer arc, this story arc that's building up, is very cool. I'm sure that, issue 10 or issue 12, things are going to start to tie together in that arc. But in the meantime, it's these individual stories that just build on this arc, which is a really fun way to tell the story, especially with this kind of serial storytelling that comic books is the only real way to do that and explore things in this way. You can do it in a non-popular way that's more experimental. Love that. I love that part of comic books. That's one of the reasons that I buy these books to read. It is an expensive way to get the stories, but it's fun. Okay, next up I have the 3 Batman books, and I'm going to go through them in the order from my least favorite to my most favorite. So first up, The Batman Who Laughs #5. So of the 3 books, this one was, not great. Love the cover, super creepy. But the book itself, it's Snyder who, I never quite got into it. It's that over planning and everything's connected, and I just don't care for the style. That's all there is to it. But this ties back into some things that he did in the New 52, I believe. So it's interesting. I am okay with it. I'm gonna obviously finish out this miniseries, but it's not the most interesting to me. Mostly the cover art is amazing. They're actually using this thicker cardstock on the covers, so it feels like a higher quality book. It's fun to pull up, but stories, it's all right. All right, next up, Detective Comics 1003, and this one was a good read. I like Damian and Batman's interplay. I like the way that they presented the new characters is very good. The art is really good. The interior art, I had a couple of thoughts in there that I was like, oh, I like the way they did that. It was that page. That was a good page. This little sequence of action. It's kind of the old-fashioned way of showing the different flashes, but they do it in kind of modern color, faded in the back. I haven't seen that. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I got the Mark Brooks cover, the cover B. Not a big fan of Mark Brooks, but I still got it because this one was way better than the first cover. Is it Mark Brooks? I mean, it's got to be. I'm staring at it, and it's got to be, right? Yeah, Mark Brooks variant cover. As I've said, I love Mark Brooks' art style, but as a person, he came out really nice to me. We had a conversation kind of early in my career where he kind of pushed aside early in my collecting, as I started to collect comic books. He came out and commented on somebody who was kind of gatekeeping, and I thought that was really cool, and I was like, yeah, Mark Brooks, and so I bought some of his stuff. But then later on, because of not even something political, because of something loosely political, he decided to block anybody that didn't respond in the way that he expected, and I said something that was not even provocative, but anyway, he blocked me on Twitter, so I don't get to see his art or his comments on Twitter, so I typically don't buy his books. That's the politics. That's just the way the world works these days. But I love his art style. I really do. I think he's great. Anyway, still picked it up. The read was good. The kind of the growth of Arkham Knight. I think they give a name. I didn't recognize the name. They demonstrate that it's a girl. It's a female. So we've got a new female super villain, anti-hero. I don't know exactly what to call her yet, but you've got some interesting stuff going on. I enjoyed it, but I think that the star for this week was Batman and the Outsiders. Now, this is Brian Hill, and I've been really enjoying watching Brian Hill talk about his storytelling technique. He really is working on taking his storytelling to another level, and he's very thoughtful about it. And I kind of saw some of that in this book. I've been looking forward to this. He is developing the new characters. He's making it interesting. I like the Signal. I read the 3-part miniseries that kind of introduced him. I do like the interplay between Black Lightning and Batman in this book. Good character development, good kind of management and delegation and relationships in that kind of territory. Very cool. Overall, enjoyed this book a lot. Definitely my favorite read of the week, and I'll carry through with this one. It was great. I don't know if it's a limited series or if it's going to be an ongoing, but considering that I'm about to drop Tom King, this might help along the way there. So that's it for this week. 2 things that I wanted to go through. Number 1, gotta always talk about the contest. Got the Amazing Spider-Man King Size Annual number 16, the first appearance of Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel. And this is my giveaway. I'll put a link in the description to explain, that links to the video that explains how the contest works. But if you have not entered, this contest is going to go through next Wednesday, May 15th. I think that's Wednesday, yeah. So May 15th, next Wednesday, is the last day to enter. So if you haven't entered yet, now is the time. I'll hopefully do a couple of videos between now and then, but I've got about 15-20 entries so far, so it's really not going to be too hard to win. This is one of the higher probabilities that you're going to get out there. So if you haven't entered yet, go check out this video, leave the comment the way that you need to enter, and hopefully you win this book. I'd love to give it away to somebody who will appreciate it. So always got to point that out until I do end up giving it away. And the last thing that I've got here is I've got the Captain Marvel pack from Walmart. And I wanted to just open this up. And this was a grab bag. I haven't seen what's behind it. And I got 2 of these, and it looked like the books in the back are different in each set. So I have no idea what I'm going to get here. But I'm going to give this a little tear. Yes, I am using a razor blade very close to a comic book, which is not a good idea, but it's what I have. So let's see what I've got. So if you ever wondered what was in the back of these Walmart packs, here's what you might get. I have to bag this one up, so I needed to carry it out. This one's going to go in my personal collection. The other one I might sell all 3 together. I don't know. But, so I got Captain Marvel number 1. Let's see. Marvel Legacy Radioactive Spider-Gwen number 25. No idea what that one is. And then Guardians of the Galaxy number 146. That looks interesting. So no idea what these 2 books are. They seem, or even when they are. Second printing of that. This one looks like a second printing as well. So, interesting mix of books. But that's why I bought this. And that's a decent, it's actually a smooth-sided backer board. Cool. I'll use that to split things up. But so that's what I've got for this week. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you thought of these books. Would love to talk through the idea. Has anybody read through Murder Falcon? What did you guys think? To me, the covers are awesome, but the story itself, the entire arc, just hit every note. So that's all I've got. Thanks for watching, and I'll have a new video up this weekend.